On the brink of greatness, next 30 days could define Alex Eala's Grand Slam future. For most players, a first-round loss in Doha is just another early exit in a long season. For Alex Eala, it signals something bigger. The 20-year-old Filipina, now hovering around the top 40 of the WTA rankings, is entering a stretch that could redefine her trajectory, not just in the rankings, but in how she positions herself for the Grand Slams. Her straight sets defeat to rising Czech star Tereza Valentova at the Qatar Open may not immediately derail her standing. But the calendar ahead is unforgiving, and the points she earned during last year's breakout run are now up for defense. This is not a slump story. This is a precious story. Last year, Eala stormed into global relevance with a seismic run at the Miami Open, toppling Iga Swiatek, Madison Keys, and Jelena Ostapenko en route to the semifinals. The result, 390 ranking points and instant credibility as a legitimate threat on the biggest stages outside the majors. Now those 390 points hang over her like a countdown clock. Should she fall early in Miami this season, her ranking total would take a sharp hit, potentially pushing her outside the top 75. That matters. A lower ranking affects direct entries into WTA 1000 tournaments, qualifying draws, and crucially, seeding possibilities at Grand Slams. And seeding is not cosmetic, it's strategic. Avoiding a top 8 player in the early rounds can be the difference between a first-week exit and a second-week breakthrough. Eala's challenge is not about proving she belongs. She already has. It's about proving she can sustain it. Technically, her game has evolved. Her left-handed patterns create natural angles, especially on hard courts. Her backhand down the line remains one of her cleanest finishing shots. When her timing is sharp, she plays at a top 10 level, aggressive but composed, structured yet instinctive. But in recent tournaments, the margins have narrowed. First strike efficiency has dipped. Closing sets has become more complicated. The difference between a 7-6 win and a 7-6 loss often lies in 2 or 3 points. And against elite competition, those points are unforgiving. What makes this phase different is the expectation layer. Eala is no longer a promising wildcard or an intriguing academy graduate from the Rafa Nadal Academy. She is now a benchmark opponent. Young contenders see her as a ranking opportunity. Established stars treat her as a dangerous floater. And behind her travels a different kind of weight, national anticipation. After her loss in Qatar, Eala addressed Filipino supporters in a brief but telling message. "Thank you, my countrymen. We lost today, but the fight continues. We'll be back next time." That response encapsulates a brand. Resilient, grounded, forward-looking. Tennis is an individual sport, but Eala competes as a symbol. With millions of Filipinos abroad and a country hungry for consistent representation in global tennis, her matches resonate beyond the scoreboard. The broader WTA landscape adds context to her moment. While big names like Elena Rybakina, Iga Swiatek, and Elina Svitolina continue their steady progress, the tour is increasingly volatile. Upsets are common. Windows open quickly and close just as fast. The next month is less about defending points and more about defending identity. Can Eala transform from breakout star to established contender? Can she convert flashes of brilliance into week-to-week reliability? Can she absorb expectation without letting it alter her natural aggression? Grand Slam success does not begin at Roland Garros or Wimbledon. It begins in the mundane weeks, in Doha, in Miami, in quiet practice court where adjustments are made long before trophies are lifted. The irony is that pressure can be clarifying. If Eala navigates this stretch with composure, even incremental results could stabilize her ranking and solidify her seeding path for the majors. If she rediscovers a fearless rhythm that defined her Miami surge, another deep run is not fantasy, it's feasible. The difference now is that the tennis world is watching. And this time, Alex Eala is not surprising anyone. She is being measured.